What's going on, everybody? Joshua Koch with VYPE Media here, now joined by a very special guest in Julieta Valdes, who I think the state of Texas knows her story by now. The Woodlands Volleyball freshman who back on May 3rd collapsed of a cardiac arrest and was saved by doctors, and now is in full recovery, starting to recover from surgeries and physical therapy. And first, Julieta, how are you feeling today as we talk here on in about late in May?
Good, good. I'm really happy to be getting close to my release date and probably getting to go home. It's been a long 3 weeks, so I'm feeling great. I'm finally off tubes, and so I'm really excited, and my mom and I are both really anxious to try to go home, so I'm working really hard towards that.
Let's just take us back to May 3rd, and what do you remember? What do you remember about that day? I'm sure some of it probably is a bit of a blur now.
I actually don't remember anything about that day. I I couldn't really tell you much about it. It's mostly from what I heard from family members. Um, I know by now it's probably known. I was doing push-ups at the time, and I've never been really skilled at doing push-ups, so it doesn't necessarily surprise me. But I know I was doing push-ups at the time, and luckily I was with my sister, who was the one that caught everything and took action. But I was working out with her, which is very typical of us. And I got, from what she told me, I got a little winded and kind of stood up and just fell right back down. And so luckily she was there and caught everything and got my mom and got some help, which eventually ended up saving my life. But yeah, that's about all I know. I don't really remember much about that day or days prior even.
Just talk about how thankful are you of your sister and the fast acting that she did, and also the first responders that got there and helped you out to get you to Texas Children's Hospital.
Yeah, beyond words. I would not be here or even as healthy and cognizant as I am today. There's a lot of people that survive the attack, but not many have full cognizant and physical abilities. And it's all due to how fast my sister and my mom responded, and how fast the first responders came, and how well they did their jobs on their end to give me enough oxygen and get me going again. I'm here today and talking to you, as well as I am because of them. So I could never say enough thank yous to them for everything they've done. It's incredible what they did and how fast they came and how they handled everything. So I'm beyond thankful.
I think I, like everybody else in the volleyball community and the Houston community, have been reading your GoFundMe page of the updates day after day and hour after hour by either your brother or your dad or your mom, or finally by you the other night. Just talk about the process since you woke up and since you started doing physical therapy and started walking and doing these little things that probably, I'm sure, a few months ago or a month ago felt like a normal thing for you to do. What's the process been like to be on the road to recovery?
It's been very tough mentally. I woke up and I was, of course, very lost. The last image I had was my home, being with my family, being happy, playing volleyball. And I wake up and all of a sudden I'm in this hospital and I have all these machines attached to me. So my first reaction was not the greatest. I think I was kind of a little anxious and like panicky. But it's been a long road. I definitely wish I wouldn't have taken a lot of things for granted. Um, it's not easy to do all the things that you do every day, and I never really realized that until you don't have that anymore. You have to work up to it. Like getting up and out of bed, I'm still not able to do that. So it's very hard mentally to go from being an athlete and I was training so hard every day to not being able to use the restroom by myself or being able to breathe on my own. So the transition was very hard mentally to accept. I was very upset since, of course, things are opening up in Texas and everybody's getting back to practice. So mentally, it was very hard to cut myself some slack and be able to accept that I just went into sudden cardiac arrest and I need to be a little more patient with my body and kind of give myself that time to heal and learn everything again. But I've had wonderful physical therapists, my mom to help me with everything. So they definitely made it a lot of easier and have gotten me to walk and talk again. So it's been very challenging for both my mom and my family, but we've had a wonderful team helping us, and I've been trying really hard. So it's been tough, but we're getting there and we're making progress.
What has it been like for you to, I guess, now scroll through and see all the comments on Twitter, all the teams across the Houston area and the state commenting and doing different pictures for you and sending you gifts and sending you well wishes and then the donations to the GoFundMe page? What was it like for you to see all that community support as they rallied around you when you didn't even know that they were doing that at that time?
It's truly amazing. I never expected anything like this to happen to me. I'm usually the person on the computer reading other people's stories and being the one to comment and give them my prayers. So being on the other end and receiving so much support from people that I look up to. There's been a couple college players that I love that I've reached and just taken time to send me well wishes. So from all over the country, it's just absolutely amazing to see how many people I have rooting for me, which is just incredible. I can't give enough thank yous. I've had so many people reach out and just be so kind. So especially with the GoFundMe and stuff like that, this is definitely not gonna be easy. After 3 weeks in the hospital, it's not gonna come at a very cheap price. So I'm very thankful that we have a lot of people that don't even know me to just help out and help my family and that have supported me all the way. So yeah, it's been really nice.
You know, you mentioned that things are starting to open up, and I think that that might be one of the things. You know, some club volleyball is starting to do some practice and stuff. Kind of for you in your physical therapy, what's kind of next? What's the next steps? Like, do you have a timeline, a plan of what's next for you over the next month, 2 months, 3 months?
So I know for the next 2 months, I'm not really allowed to do anything too hard. I know I can increase my walking pace and speed and distance, but I really can't. As of right now, I have a hematoma where I had my surgery, so I can't lift up my arms. And it's just been a little complications that I've had along the way. So I know for the next 6 weeks after I go home, if I'm correct, I can't do much. So it's just trying to work on the simple mobility things that won't harm me. But I know I will be seeing some physical therapists to help me recover. So I'm not sure quite well about how the path will look like, but I know it's going to be pretty prolonged and longer than what I would have expected it to be, but whatever it takes. So I know for the next 2 months it's going to be pretty easy going, but hopefully after that I can start taking off and just progressing.
Just talk about, I guess, for to other high school kids right now that maybe have. I think you had mentioned in your post you had kind of a slight heart condition in your family and stuff. What's kind of your message to them? As we know, you all as athletes really do push yourselves quite hard to get ready for seasons and stuff. What's your message to any athletes out there?
I would say just be aware of your body. Um, I never really put much thought into my heart conditioning. And I always thought that if I work out harder, if I run a little more, if I do these extra things, that it would just get better and I could push it to the side. But I know a lot of people think that, not just with heart conditions, but with injuries. So it's okay to give yourself some time to just kind of like rest your body and know how you feel, and you'll be ready once game time comes. So just listen to yourself and kind of make sure that you know what's going on with your body and that everybody around you is staying safe as well.
We'll leave you on this. You know, we know you're part of the Woodlands Volleyball team. It's a very close knit team, very close knit community. Coach Terry Wade out there. What have been some maybe some fun messages or pictures or stuff your teammates have sent you uh, since you've been in the hospital?
Well, they decorated my yard, which is pretty cool. I've gotten so much love from them. A lot of them have sent me little care packages. Of course, I'm not home right now and I can't receive many things at the hospital, but from what my sister has sent me, a lot of them have sent really pretty cards and things that I'm really anxious to read. So they have sent a lot of things. I have a beautiful bouquet of flowers waiting at home from the Woodlands High School team as well. So they have been really, really kind and awesome. So
Just what's your message to anyone that's donated or sent well wishes to you to you and your family during this time?
uh, I can't thank them enough. It's I never thought I would be in this position, especially now, and to have that amazing support from people that are going through their own problems, to just have that support not only for myself but for my family. They're also going through this with me, is just incredible. So I am beyond thankful for everything that so many people have done for us, and I just can't wait to show my progress and like prove that all their prayers and all their wishes have helped me along the way. So,
All right, she is Julieta Valdes of the Woodlands High School. So glad you are doing well. We're enjoying watching your videos as you take your steps through physical therapy, and we can't wait to see you again in person at some point here in the next few months and watch your recovery as you get back to full strength over the next few months.
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.